So another very, very inconsistent Raw. We begin, of course, with people complaining about how they want to get a shot at Dean and Rollins. So you got Cena in the ring, Ambrose in the ring, Authority comes down and is like, alright, you guys have got Ambrose. Great. And his tag team partner, Kane. And his tag team partner, Randy Orton. I do believe it's going to be a 3-on-2 handicap match. So, for the third time in as many non-network shows, Dean Ambrose and John Cena team up. Kind of. So I'll go through their storyline first. Dean Ambrose comes out at like the first hour main event and he's like, listen, something's up with me and John. John left behind dry at SmackDown. John, come on, let's talk this out, hash it out. They come out and they have a little talk. Dean goes, you know what? Kind of hungry. What? I'm going to Coney Island, ride the cyclone. And then he jets. He hops onto a subway and just leaves. But then makes it a 3-on-1 handicap match. I wonder if this match will end by DQ. And I wonder if Ambrose will run down and save the day. And he does. With a hot dog cart. A hot dog cart. So Dean Ambrose comes down to the ring with holsters of ketchup and mustard, spraying down Orton and Kane, pushing a cart full of hot dogs into him. Like he's just going to throw it on the ground. Gets on top of Rollins, begins pounding the daylights out of him. Goes back outside. It's okay, he's got more stuff. He's got onions. He's got a pair of tongs that he grabs Rollins' hot dog with. And I was like, alright. You know, Seth, I think now that Dean Ambrose has realized that he can do anything he puts his mind to. And the crowd's going to go nuts. Which means that Hell in a Cell, Seth Rollins is going to be inside a Hell in a Cell against the winner of John Cena, Dean Ambrose. John Cena turns around, Ambrose, double arm DDT. I was like, alright. I was like, will John Cena lose to Dean Ambrose? So Ambrose will then therefore lose to Seth Rollins. In spectacular screwjob fashion. So their storyline was very bizarre, but actually worked out pretty well because Ambrose. El Torito took on Hornsgator, or Gator Swoggle, whatever they want to call him, in a match that I could just say was the second worst match of the night. They had 2 Divas matches. A one-armed Brie Bella took on Summer Rae and won. Because Rena, her weird alcoholic super character from Total Divas. Paige and Alicia Fox took on AJ and Emma. This is where I get kind of ticked off when people say if it worked in NXT, it'll work in front of the big crowd. Emma and NXT was stupid over. Emma and Paige had phenomenal matches in NXT. Emma gets the call up, they really do nothing with her. Paige gets the call up, sure she's feuding for the title, but really not much more beyond that. So when bringing Charlotte up, they bring Charlotte up, she will pretty much just get stuck in the weird quagmire of the We're Not On Total Divas group. But of course, AJ, not a big fan of Emma, walks away. They're fleeing Emma to face the team of Paige and Alicia Fox by herself. Rampage, 1, 2, 3, and it's done. Alright. Serviceable. They had probably 4 of their best Divas wrestlers on the main roster in that match, and it was an okay match. It worked well. The Dusts and Cesaro took on Ziggler and the Usos. We've seen this sort of match quite some time. Of course, it's 6 of your workhorses. Great match. Worked well. You know, those are matches, doesn't matter who wins, because they all look fantastic with that process. Nice triple super kick on the Stardust. Just, that match just worked. Beautiful match. Keeping up the workhorses, Sheamus took on Miz. James went for a bro kick, hit Miz down, roll up by Miz, 1, 2, 3. Good match. You know, Miz with Miz down is starting to come into his own. It's hard to believe that years ago he was the main event of WrestleMania against John Cena and he won. Now he's not quite. Now he's like mid-card. But solid match. Very, very solid match. Swagger took on Tyson Kidd. So Tyson Kidd's on the main roster now. Nice back and forth. Tyson put on some pretty good offense. I can't tell if the top rope spot was a botch or not. Like if he was going for like the old school like a Kurt Angle double underhook like throw off the top rope, or if he meant to in like midair pick the ankle. Just looked really weird. Ankle lock. That's it. Tyson Kidd taps out. Alright, it continues the Tyson Kidd, Natalya not getting along sort of thing where she's a face and he's a heel. That they're doing on Total Divas, even though Total Divas just recently talked about Money in the Bank. So I don't know why they're trying to sync up something that happened months ago with what's currently going on. But on NXT, they have a similar sort of issue, so I guess that kind of works out. Two people from the Today Show, the Kathy Lee and Hoda, the ones who drink in the morning, came up and they did a thing with Adam Rose, and I fast forwarded through that stuff. I guess next they have Nene Leakes, whoever that is. I think she's from one of the Real Housewives shows that's on Bravo, so she's not actually a celebrity. Maybe with all the money they piss away on having guest stars that have nothing to do with wrestling. I don't know, maybe they could have hired somebody. Maybe they could have not fired somebody who would actually do wrestling, because it's World Wrestling Entertainment. So you should be world first, then wrestling, then the entertainment aspect. So lots of bad spots. And now I will talk about probably one of the biggest, wait, what? Sort of moments. So a lot on Rusev ran the reign and run down America because, you know, America sucks. Shut up. Because it's SHUTTUP. Shut up. Shut up. And they run down America because that's what they do. They call it the Big Show, who's at sensitivity training. And then it hits. And it's The Rock's music. So you go from a dwarf in a bull costume versus a dwarf in a gator costume to The Rock talking to Rusev. And of course The Rock's promo is pretty much him narrating his day. I pictured, you probably follow his Twitter feed, that's probably what it sounds like. 4:30, Rock wakes up. The Rock has coffee. Double shot espresso. The Rock. In the way, clanging bang. Clanging and bang. Ripping and gripping. Or whatever you would pick that have a nice kind of like alliterative sound to it. Does his best work he can do while keeping it PG. Like Moscow Moose Knuckle, you got Smirnoff and your Putin, you look like a Soviet streetwalker. He did his best job on riding that super fine line between PG and the Attitude Era. Great stuff. Which of course ended up leading to him beating up Rusev. Good stuff. I was like, wow. The Rock showed up in Brooklyn. But, of course, 15-year anniversary of SmackDown, which was The Rock show. Maybe we'll see him on SmackDown. Who knows? And for the third time in as many weeks, man, I think I'm saying that a lot. Bo Dallas took on a very angry Mark Henry. And Bo Dallas won by countout. So it was won by pinfall, DQ, and countout. It is unique how they've taken pretty much like 3 matches that we've seen repeatedly in some iteration. Actually, no, 4 matches in some iteration one way or another. Well, I guess 5 if you consider Paige and AJ. So personally, 5 matches have been going on almost since like SummerSlam in some form or fashion, and they keep on working them. And some of the workhorses work really well. Yeah, I think tweaking some of the spots here and tweaking some of the endings makes it kind of work. But the dead segments, where I think the crowd like almost effectively all leaves and goes back at the exact same time, is just killing things. They also did show the Luke Harper promo. and now an Eric Rowan promo. So just when the Wyatts were really starting to do something, they're breaking them up potentially. I think Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper should be fine. Eric Rowan, I don't know. Doesn't make sense to break them up though. They could be such a dominant force if they were used properly, and breaking them up makes almost no sense. But maybe they'll bring in a new person, because they did show a pregnant belly with the phrase "that's coming" on top, or "I'm coming." Hard to tell, just flash really quick.